Hi Sagittarius, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your monthly astrological report for the month of July 2022. If you could please subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. You begin the month with a bit of a Neptune haze, because Neptune, which represents dreams and illusion and fantasy and empathy, as well as delusion, deception, confusion, and self-undoing, retrograded on June 28th at 25 degrees of the mutable water sign of Pisces. You feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after. And for you, it occurred in your house of home, real estate, family, and emotional foundation. Sometimes with this energy, it can cause leaks, but also in the home, but also it could be where maybe you feel a little bit drained or tired. Neptune definitely rules sleep and dreams, and in your house of emotional foundation, maybe there's some confusion or misunderstandings with family. That energy will wane as we get to the beginning of the month of July. But that also can make you feel very intuitive and psychic. Maybe you had very vivid dreams or messages through music or other ways. Pay attention to the dreams and messages that come to you. And as we begin the month, there are 4 points transiting in the Cardinal fire sign of Aries. Jupiter, which is the ruler of your sign, the luckiest planet and the grand benefic, entered the Cardinal fire sign of Aries on May 10th in your house of romance and love affairs and fun and self-expression, as well as children and inner child, your inner child. And Jupiter is transiting in a fire sign, and it loves being in your house of romance and fun. It opens doors in this area. If you're seeing somebody, maybe it brings it to another level, but also having fun, being very creative and playful. Jupiter will remain in Aries until October 28th. Then it returns to the final 2 degrees of Pisces from October 28th through December 20th, expanding your house of home and family and real estate. So if that's an important focus, maybe you're looking to sell or buy a home, or you work from home and you're trying to expand your business, Jupiter returning to that sector will be productive, but it also loves being in the house of fun and romance and self-expression. And it will retrograde at the end of the month, but this is going to be in this sector of your chart for quite a while. Chiron, the wounded healer, is also transiting in Aries and addressing vulnerability around love and fun and, hopefully healing those wounds or vulnerabilities so that you can have more fun again. Eris, the goddess of discord, she fights for what she wants and she's fighting to be creative. And Mars, the ruler of the sign of Aries, the planet of action and passion, has been transiting in Aries since May 24th, and it will leave there on July 5th. But a lot of focus on your creative life, on having some fun and love and joy. Mercury and Venus are both transiting in the mutable air sign of Gemini. Venus is transiting there. That's the planet of love, money, and what you value, and that's good for partnering with others. Mercury rules the sign of Gemini. It's the planet of communication, learning, and networking, and it's transiting in your house of relationships through July 5th. So really good for partnering with others in a professional way and learning through others. Maybe you're teaching or taking classes, but definitely good for your social life as well. And the sun is transiting in the Cardinal water sign of Cancer in your house of debt and taxes and money, bringing light to that area of the chart because it's not the easiest. It's also a very psychological house, bringing some levity in dealing with the darkness, dealing with unhealed pain that you need to address, but in a more lighthearted manner. So we begin the month, and Mars, the planet of war and aggression, squares Pluto, the planet of death and regeneration, at 10:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's a very combative energy, and that is one where you want to lay low with that. There could be financial issues conceivably, or just power struggles. So lay low, try to purge things that are negative, and just leave that energy alone. And then on July 2nd, Mercury, the planet of communication, forms a very helpful aspect to Saturn, the planet of structure and anchoring, when you're anchoring something that you're working hard at. And that brings constructive communication, good for building. Mercury's transiting in your house of relationships, and this is a good aspect for creating something. And Saturn's transiting in your house of communication, local community, and learning and networking. And that's good for, again, anchoring your thoughts. Mercury then makes a challenging, that occurs at 6:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then Mercury forms a more challenging influence to Neptune, the planet of dreams, imagination, but also confusion. And that occurs at 4:53 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could bring miscommunication with your personal relationships or perhaps with family members. Use it to manifest. It's very manifesting energy, manifesting into the dream, but doing it on your own, because it is a good day for doing work on your own. And then on July 5th, there are two planetary changes. Mars, the planet of action and passion, enters the fixed Earth sign of Taurus, where it will be through August 20th, transiting in your house of work and health and daily routine. This happens at 2:04 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on July 5th, and it tours there through August 20th. Very good for getting work done, good for being productive in your health routines. Maybe you're picking up an exercise regimen, or you're getting involved in an intense nutrition program. This is really good use of being healthy and getting things done and getting things accomplished. And then Mercury, the planet of communication, enters the Cardinal water sign of Cancer at 2:25 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, transiting in your house of healing and empowerment, as well as joint resources and debt. And it will be there until July 19th, helping you to face, issues you need to heal, but also focusing on your finances, your taxes, your debt, and new ways to bring in money, because this is very much a money house, investments and financial partnerships. Maybe you're partnering with somebody else in a business relationship. And right now the planets are direct, the personal planets, so go for it, And then let's see, on July 6th, Mercury forms a helpful aspect to Mars at 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Good for getting things done, good for getting work accomplished. And then on July 9th, Mercury squares Jupiter, the biggest and luckiest planet. And that's not a negative energy. It just could be a lot going on. Maybe you have a lot of different things going on at once. Could be feeling very optimistic, but it's not a negative energy. On July 10th, the Sun forms a helpful aspect to Uranus at, at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And on Mercury squaring Jupiter, that happens at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time on July 9th. On July 10th, the Sun forms a harmonious aspect to Uranus, and that occurs at 4:39 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Very innovative thinking, good for getting work done and feeling very inventive and thinking on your feet. On July 13th, that is the day of a full moon that's very significant. So leading up to the full moon, Venus, the planet of relationships, forms a very helpful aspect to Saturn. and that occurs at 12:28 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that shows that there's healing through your thoughts and through, addressing, taking steps to really face the wounds, but to heal as well. And then the full moon occurs at 2:37 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 21 degrees and 21 minutes of the Cardinal Earth sign of Capricorn. And this full moon occurs in your house of money, income, and what you value. This full moon sets off where the two malefics met up in the sky on January 12, 2020, and brought down many structures in our lives completely. In other cases, we're still repairing and renovating a few years later. That was a very intense combination. And, when you have the malefics meeting up at the world point, it hits every one of us. For you, your local community, also your thoughts and ideas, and reframing all of that. And the full moon sets off where that very challenging influence occurred, but with Venus in harmony with Saturn, showing that there is stability and ability for all of us to heal through love and through finding new value, even though there's been so much loss and pain. And then that full moon occurs at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then Mercury forms a helpful aspect to Uranus. And that occurs at, at 8:17 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, showing that there's innovation in this new age of Aquarius. Uranus is the modern ruler of Aquarius and the higher octave of Mercury. How we can be innovative and tap into ingenuity as we build a new world and heal together in a very painful time. And then on July 14th, Venus, the planet of love, money, and what you value, forms a challenging aspect to Neptune. And that occurs at 1:24 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could bring confusion or misunderstandings. Maybe you're feeling a little depressed with that energy. Very good manifesting energy and creative energy, because Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. But realistically, some people may feel a little bit, underwhelmed or depressed with that energy, or just that happiness is elusive. It's a transitory aspect, so it will pass. And then on July 17th, Mercury, the planet of communication, forms a beautiful aspect to Neptune. You can magnetize the dream through your thoughts and ideas. And this occurs at, at 3:52 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's a really creative energy, really good for creative thinking. And then the sun forms a beautiful trine to Neptune at 6:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Also good for tapping into the dream, feeling hopeful, feeling like you can empower yourself. And then right after that, we've got Venus, the planet of love and money, entering the cardinal water sign of Cancer at 9:32 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where it will be through August 11th, transiting in your house of money and healing and empowerment, and also the house of intimacy and sexuality. So whether you're taking a relationship to another level, where you're bearing your secrets, or making yourself vulnerable, but in a loving way, it's also excellent for bringing financial opportunities, for bringing financial partnerships and investments. So that's a good energy for that. And then on, on July 18th, Mercury, the planet of communication, forms an opposition to Pluto at 3:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could bring upsets and challenges in financial partnerships. And so be wary of that energy. And then on July 19th, Mercury changes signs and enters the fixed fire sign of Leo. And it will be in Leo through, through August 4th. And it is going to be transiting in your house of hope and manifesting and learning and teaching and travel and life experience. And that's excellent because that's a really positive energy, feeling optimistic. That is the Sagittarius sector of the chart. Optimism, opportunity, and hope. So the sun will be transiting in a fellow fire sign, bestowing more hope on you, which is nice. And then on that date, Chiron, the wounded healer, retrogrades at 11:21 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 16 degrees and 26 minutes of the Cardinal fire sign of Aries in your house of love affairs, creativity, joy. It's the heart chakra. It's what gives you happiness, and it's the house of children and the house of the inner child. And it's again about facing wounds in order to heal and bring happiness into your life and to be courageous and fearless in the process. And on July 22nd, the sun enters the fixed fire sign of Leo at 4:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, where it will transit through August 22nd in your house of life experience and travel and publicity and promotion. So if you're promoting your business or ideas, if you're looking to travel, if you're trying to manifest hope and you are a hopeful sign, excellent energy. So that's nice. And then on July 25th, the two benefics of the zodiac square one another. Venus, the planet of love and value, squares Jupiter, the planet of excess and abundance. And that occurs at 2:13 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Not a bad energy, but just a lot happening and probably being very busy. And then let's see. And then on July 26th, Mercury makes a challenging aspect to Mars. And that occurs at 3:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could be more contentious or combative energy. And on July 28th, there is a new moon that takes place at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 5 degrees and 39 minutes of the fixed fire sign of Leo. And the sun loves being in Leo. It rules the sign of Leo. It's in its dignity. And it falls in your house of hope and manifestation. The new moon is always a time to plant new seeds, to do the law of abundance and set new intentions. So definitely focus on what you're trying to magnetize into your life. But also on that date, Jupiter, the ruler of your sign, retrogrades at at 4:37 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at 8 degrees and 43 minutes of the Cardinal fire sign of Aries. You feel the buildup 5 days before and 5 days after, and it exaggerates the energy of Jupiter. A lot happening, very excessive energy. It's in a fun house for you, so it's not like it's in a challenging house, but just a lot happening probably at that time. And Mercury will square Uranus at 5:16 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That could bring unexpected news or communication. And then on July 31st, Uranus meets up with the North Node of Karma at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time in your house of money and financial partnerships and healing. You could get a really good opportunity out of the blue for a financial partnership. Something out of the blue could come in for investments. Pay attention to what happens and to whom you meet at that time and to what people have to say. So I wish you a lot of luck, Sag, and thank you very much.